Mike Harvey. Umpire, Ty Ritter. Line.
Welcome to Shawnee Mission District Stadium at Shawnee Mission North. Tonight's matchup between the 1-5 Shawnee Mission West Vikings and the 0-6 Shawnee Mission North Indians. I'm David Compton doing play-by-play, Mike Rellahan doing analysis, Chris Turner is doing camera analysis, Josh Compton handling everything we can throw at him in stats, and Joe Compton is our spotter and the executive producer for tonight's broadcast. Shawnee Mission West is 1-5 this season, coming off a 14-6 loss to Olathe East. The Hawks scored first before the Vikings could put in the end zone with a 17-play, 80-yard, 8.5-minute drive to get it within one at 7-6. East scored one more time in the second quarter and make it 14-6 at halftime, and with no scoring in the second half, that was the final. Shawnee Mission North is coming off a 54-14 loss to Gardner Edgerton. The Trailblazers got out to a 47-0 halftime lead and didn't look back en route to the easy victory. Coach Tim Callahan is 104-68 overall at West and is 11-2 versus Shawnee Mission North. North won last year's contest 30-27. West led most of the game, but North scored late to take a 3-point lead and the Vikings could not answer. North is led by head coach Zach Rampy, who won a state championship as a player in 2006 with Blue Valley. He is in his second year at North with an overall record of 4-11 and was the North offensive coordinator in the 2017 season. North finished last year's regular season at 4-4 before losing to Shawnee Mission Northwest in the first round of the 6A state playoffs. This is the last regularly scheduled away game for West. Next week will be senior night against Gardner Edgerton, but first is tonight's matchup with the Indians. West is looking for its second win of the year, and North is looking for its first. We'll see who comes out on top tonight in tonight's Sunflower League matchup. And as we get in, we're ready to bring in Mike and Chris for the game tonight and get ready to go through some of the pregame. We're a little close. We're cutting it a little close tonight, I know, guys. But as we go in and look at the and start talking about the stats and the matchup for tonight's game, one is it was hard enough to find a roster, but we couldn't really find some of the stats for Shawnee Mission North, but we did find some from West. And you would think it's a fairly even matchup tonight. But the one place where it looks like West really does have the advantage is on defense and not giving up points.
Yeah, when you look at the stats, we searched, we couldn't find anything on North, and so but just based on the two teams' schedules and based on their records, you got to believe that West is a little bit on top, and especially look at the difference in points allowed. West only giving up 29 a game, and North giving up 49, almost 50. But when it comes to offense, you can see both teams struggling a little bit to score. West with a little bit of a nod there, Dave, 19-13. I think from a rushing game, too, just looking at the teams on tape, we got to believe that West has got a little stronger rushing game. And then when it comes to pass, I would give the edge to North only because they pass a little bit more than West.
And when we're talking about passing for tonight, look at the West offense. We look like we're going to have Weston Moore back this week. He was out last week with an injury, but he looks like he should be back to lead the offense for West.
Yeah, and that's good news for everybody. It's good news for Wesley Clark, who doesn't have to play both sides of the ball at quarterback. He can get some rest at wide receiver. Looking forward to seeing Weston Moore back in the lineup. I think that's going to help their balanced attack. I would expect that you're going to see Kenny run the ball quite a bit tonight because I would expect them to kind of ease Weston Moore back into the offense. Clark's going to play a big role still. I think when we do pass, he's going to have to be our go-to guy, and I think there's some opportunities for West to throw the ball tonight. And then, of course, the front line, I don't have each guy listed this week, but they're going to have their jobs in front of them this week just because the first time they're going to actually see a four-man front, and a lot of times it's actually going to look like a six-man front, Dave, the way that North stacks their linebackers.
And one thing really big about having Weston, you mentioned it, having Weston back is Wesley gets to go back to receiver, and he's your main target at the receiver position. And as we look at the defense for tonight, you really have to look up front and the linebackers to get this game for West.
Yeah, and I think, when we look at North on film, they have a real limited offense. When I say real limited, I mean they have quite a few plays, but really only a few plays that they execute really well. And their run game, there's a couple plays that they work on, and then and their passing play. The name of the game for North is they really just try to spread the defense out. I saw that they had a lot of problems when you put any pressure on their quarterback. So I'm expecting our front three. Anybody that's played against North so far hasn't had much trouble getting into the backfield, and I would expect that to have our front three. And then I think our guys in the middle, I think Port and Jones, I would expect them to do a lot of stunning, Dave, because North has shown that when they get pressure, they have a lot of trouble. The DBs, Blewett and Bullock, they're going to have their work cut out for them because they're going to be going up against trips and doubles almost all night long. And a lot of times what's going to happen is North's going to try to flood his zone. And then lastly, Wesley Clark, he's just going to be quarterback back there in the backfield. You're going to need him to play center field and just make sure that he's covering over the top. And about the only thing that can hurt West tonight is just big plays over the top.
And you're talking about trying to put pressure on that quarterback for North. They started the year with another quarterback in almost a run type offense, but they went to the sophomore, number 18, Isaiah Beck, and he puts the ball up a little bit more in the air. But as you said, you want to get pressure on him.
Yeah, he's still a young guy. I mean, he's only a sophomore, and as you said, he's only started a few games this year. So he's still trying to get a feel for the game. He's trying to get his sea legs. He does have a pretty decent arm, but what you would expect of a young guy, he tends to kind of telegraph his throws, and he also, when he gets pressure, he tends to throw the ball up when maybe he should just eat it. When you look at their backfield. Or look at their receivers, and they've got a couple key receivers. Aaron Simmons is really kind of their go-to guy. I've got him down here as number 84. I think he's 85 on the field. I think their home and away jerseys are different numbers, but he's definitely their go-to guy. And then somebody that Dave and we saw on film a few weeks back was this De'Eric Quinn, who's a real shifty type runner. Didn't play the last two games, but he looked like he was taking all the ball in warm-up. So I would expect him back in the field in the lineup this week, and he's going to pose a little bit more threat, I think, for them, Dave, versus the running back they've had the last couple weeks.
Duarte. Yeah.
Correct. And then lastly, their other receiver, or one of their big receivers, is number 5, Noah Rogers Jr., a kid with some really good hands, and you'll see him go up sometimes and make the quarterback really look good.
And on defense for West, one of the things we looked at, they really do sort of stack the box and try to get you up front.
Yeah, they definitely do. And like I said, first time the West is actually going to see a 4-man front, but they really tuck their linebackers in there tight, and they'll even bring the corners in if there's no wide receivers out there. So one of the big guys up front, one of the bigs is 71, Rylan Miller. I mean, big kid, 6'4", he goes about 260 or so. You're going to see him. He's the guy he's going to take up a lot of blocks, and he's the guy that we're going to have to watch out for. Number 39 is kind of guy in the middle. He's a 2-year starter, Chance Thomas. You expect him to get a lot of tackles up the middle. Their free safety, Derek Lavin, he's very aggressive. He's a smart kid. He's a senior. You can see him trying to track the plays all the time. Sometimes he can get in trouble being a little too over-aggressive and getting himself out of position. And then lastly, we have this ghost player, Dave. We've seen him on film. I didn't see him on the practice field, so I don't know if they just does guest appearances or what. But we're looking for a guy who was wearing 89 in an away uniform, and he was a pretty big kid and took up a lot of bodies on the line.
So as we get ready for the kickoff here, what do we see as what West needs to do to win this game? I
think for West, I think offensively they have the advantage here. I think it's really just establishing some rhythm. Now that you got Weston more back in the lineup, I think they can have a more balanced attack, and I think they're looking for some rhythm. Just limit the mistakes. Don't beat themselves tonight. I think just continue to move the sticks and control the ball. That's the big part of the game for West. They can control the ball, and we know that North has trouble scoring. Put pressure on North's quarterback. They've seen in film that when he gets some pressure, he tends to throw the ball up for grabs or throws the ball away. And then lastly, I think the only thing that really hurts West is just big plays and just can't afford to give up a big play.
We look at what North needs to do to win this game.
One of the things I saw that they were effective on, this quarterback does have a pretty good arm. They a lot of times like to flood a zone. They'll run 2 guys deep and a guy under. So I think for them, just quick passes, keeping it simple, letting their quarterback have an opportunity to get the ball out clean. Offensive balance for them, I think with their running back in the lineup this week, I think that's going to help balance their attack out a little bit. They've got to limit the turnovers, Dave. They have trouble scoring. The last thing they can do is give up a possession because they need to have the ball. So I expect West to control the clock, so they can't afford any turnovers. And then lastly, I think the key against West always is West's strong running team. You slow down their run, you force them into long pass situations, which kind of gets them out of their element, and that's what North would need to do.
So as we get ready for the kickoff here, and it will be West receiving here to start the game. We'll get looks like number 13 Alex Gallegos will be kicking off for North. Back deep for West will be Wesley Clark and Earl McDowell, the usual kick returners for West. We're about ready to get this game started here. And there's the approach and the kick. It's a line drive kick, and it's going to be going out of bounds. And that will bring the ball out to the 35-yard line for West. So Wesley Clark, good decision to let that bounce, because it was either going to go out of bounds or it was going to go through the into the end zone. So
yeah, nice play by, and that's that senior leadership, Dave. He was smart enough to let that ball. It was close to the sidelines. Why not let it go out of bounds? Get yourself in good field position to start the game.
So as we talked about before, Weston Moore is back this week. He set out last week, and Wesley Clark was the quarterback, but Weston's back tonight, and he'll have Kinney in the backfield, and they'll be in the I formation with Luke Jones as the fullback. And there's the quick give to Luke Jones. He's going to take it ahead for 4 yards up to the 39-yard line, and already got a little extracurricular activity outside there.
I like that little in-conference rivalry going on here, East and or North and West.
So, yeah, Julian Gutierrez and Mike Williamson getting after it a little bit there on the outside. But there's the give to Kinney, who's met after a gain of 1. He's going to be down to the 40-yard line. And as we go through the West starters for this evening, offensive backs, that
was Jalen Rucker, actually.
Weston Moore. Is Rucker in there right now?
Yeah.
So Weston Moore and Rucker was there, Kinney was there, and Luke Jones. And I'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Moore under center, and he's going to roll out to his right. He's looking for a receiver. Nobody there. He's going to try to cut it up. He turns, twists, but doesn't quite get there. He's going to be out at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, it was funny. I saw Luke Jones coming in underneath and looked like he was trying to feed out to the outside. It sure looked like somebody was holding him up a little bit, but obviously the referee on that side didn't say anything, and Weston Clark just short of the first down.
So a 4th and 2. It looks like West is going to kick this. Ruben Anderson's in there to punt this away. Not what you wanted to go is a 3 and out on your first drive of the evening against North.
No, playing a little conservative, I think.
There's a good
Beautiful
long
kick.
punt by Ruben Anderson, taken at the 10-yard line, fumbled there, picked up at the 5. He's going backwards. He's got out, and he's going to get up to about the 10-yard line. So he made a little bit out of what could have been a very bad situation for North.
No, beautiful kick. and it sure looked like he was getting himself in trouble, like you said, David. He was running backwards towards the end zone, and unfortunately, West couldn't take advantage of that.
As we look at the starters on defense, we got defensive backs Jalen Blewett, Lucas Bullock, Wesley Clark, and Anthony Morris. Quarterback Isaiah Beck is in there. He's going to be all alone in the backfield right there, and there's a little screen. There's going to be a hold or a block in the back, actually, Paulie. So the screen went out to Cameron Coleman, and he gets a good gain up to the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 7, but that's going to come back. Looked like it was the penalty occurred at the 11, so it's going to be half the distance to the goal. So it is a hold, and looks like from the 11-yard line, so it's going to go back to the 5.5-yard line. So a loss of 4, a penalty of 4.5 yards there. Bring up first and 15, first and 14, first and 15.
Kind of make you nervous when you run the pistol in
your backfield.
Right.
Then the give to Quinn. Quinn takes it up to about the 8-yard line, so he gets a couple of those yards back, but it'll still bring up a 2nd and 12 here.
Yeah, they've got a little more operating room. I would expect them to go back to the pass. That's just kind of their MO, and that first play that they ran, Dave, actually wasn't a bad play. I think it's a good play for this offense, and they just unfortunately got a little handsy on the outside.
So marked is on the scoreboard, just changed to 2nd and 12. So 2nd and 12 from the 8-yard line. Scoreboard is not right. The ball's not on the 10-yard line. The ball's on the 8-yard line. So back in the pistol with Quinn behind him.
Actually, they have. That's
is that
I don't know what they're doing.
No.
Duarte?
No, it's actually number 26. I'm sorry. We're
20's in the backfield, looks like. 2-0.
26. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
So we did see a lot in film. We saw a lot of 21 and a lot of 20, both of them. I'm not sure what the delay is here, what they're getting at, but now we're ready to go. It's 2nd and 12, going on 10 minutes go here in the first quarter. There's the give straight up the middle. It's going to be taken ahead to the 11-yard line.
Nice tackle by Luke Jones.
And bring up a big 3rd and 9 from the 11-yard line here. North needs to make the 20-yard line. And as we've seen most of the time, this is going to be a passing situation for North. Started to go trips right, and they'll bring one back to the left.
Now this is a formation where they like to run that power to the right.
To the right there.
Yeah, I don't think.
There's the West just needs to tackle. There's a face mask most likely.
Yeah.
That's going to be unfortunate because West had him short, 5 yards short of a first down, but most likely it's going to be a face mask on West as they tried to, the initial man tried to make the tackle.
One of our referees facing
see what the call
backwards.
is here.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting flag, Dave, as it seemed like it came in. Legal procedure, typically they would call the play dead.
Well, they must not add 7 men on the line of scrimmage.
Gotcha.
So it's a legal formation. So they're going back to a 3rd down. There's a long pass and a really nice effort there by number 5. That's Noah Rogers with the effort, but he can't come up with it. Clock stops with 8:59 left, and North will bring out their punter.
That just shows the arm strength of Beck, though. I mean, that was a long pass. He threw it in a good spot. He threw it high and outside, and so only his receiver had an opportunity to get the ball.
It's like Logan Overly is there. No, different punter tonight. No, that was Overly. Clark's going to take it at his 50, backs up, gets inside.
Nice
he could
move.
take this back. He's at the 30, the 25, 20. There's only one man to beat, and the punter does make the tackle there. And Wesley Clark with a nice 35-yard punt return sets up West at the 15-yard line.
That was a beautiful move, Dave. You know, he makes the first guy. The thing I like about Wesley Clark, you know, no left and right, goes straight up, goes straight north, makes one guy miss, and then he almost off to the races.
So West will have first and 10 at the 16, not the 15, so a 34-yard punt return by Wesley Clark. And West in that power pistol look. Weston Moore looking to put the ball up, and he's got Anthony Morris at the 10. He ducks in, and he gets to the 7-yard line, and he'll go out at the 7-yard line. A gain of 9 on first down. West will have 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and this is what West was missing last week. It's just that opportunity to have more of a balanced tack. So nice pass by Weston Moore.
So Moore has 9 yards on first down, 2nd and 1. 8:41 left to go here in the first half, or first quarter. West in the I formation. Moore with the give straight ahead to Luke Jones, and Luke Jones is battling his way down to the 2-yard line, 3-yard line. He'll be 4 yards ahead and a first down, and West will have 1st and goal at the 3.
Yeah, I think this is more what we expected kind of from the beginning of the day, beginning of the night, and you know, this is what West needs, just to kind of put some points on the board, stamp their name on this game, and get some confidence going.
So here's 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Moore. We're going to have a
false start on Mr. Bullock.
Yeah, unfortunately there we had a false start by Jalen Blewett, but West still in a good position. First down from the 8.
So 1st and goal from the 8 now after the West penalty. There's the pitch to Rucker. He's trying to get outside. He's getting inside the 5, and he's going to be down to the 2. He's going to be down to the 1. So a gain of 7 by Rucker. And West will have 2nd and goal from the 1.
And that's what we were kind of talking about on the way over, Dave, with the way this North team likes to stack that defense and suck in so tight. If you can get them sealed on the corner, you got plenty of room outside. So it was a good opportunity for West to try to test that theory and try a sweep to the right.
So West in the I formation. There's the give straight ahead to Luke Jones, who looks like he got into the end zone, but we'll see, and he is. Luke Jones with a 1-yard run with 7:09 left to go here in the first quarter puts West up 6-0 pending the extra point. Wasn't the cleanest of exchanges right there, but it got the job done.
Yeah, no, I was worried at first that there might have been the way Weston Moore reacted. I thought there was a mix-up with the handoff, but thank God we got the handoff and got our man in the end zone. Kick is up and good. So West goes up 7-0 with 7:09 left in the first quarter. That's kind of exactly what we were expecting out of this game. We expected West to take the ball. Dave kind of control the line of scrimmage, move the chains and get in the end zone. It was nice he got to play on a short field.
So a big touchdown there set up by Wesley Clark's 34-yard punt return. A very nice punt return gave West great field position, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing. I mean, so many times we talk about field position and we talk about playing on the short field, and it's definitely an advantage. And that's one thing North can ill afford tonight is to let West play on a short field. They're definitely outmanned from a defensive standpoint. So that's going to work to their disadvantage if that continues tonight.
Michael Cooper will be ready to kick this ball off and get it started with Vikings with a 7-0 lead and 7:09 left.
Yeah.
Cooper with the approach and the kick, and it's a deep kick. It's going to be taken right at the 1-yard line. Up the middle of a return. He's trying to get out to the right, and he does. West loses contain on the left side of West's line, and Lorenzo Henderson brings it all the way back to the 31-yard line. And Mike, he's one guy. Henderson is sort of the jack of all trades with this offense. He was the quarterback at the beginning of the year. We've seen him running back. We've seen him run receiver, just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, obviously he's a very good athlete, and you see him. He's spread out as a wide receiver tonight. You'll also see him, Dave. He'll come through on the jet sweep. So, yeah, definitely a guy that can do a lot of things.
So there's the give. It's going to be taken ahead to the 35-yard line. That's Duarte. And we'll get to the 36. So a gain of 5. And they're using those two guys. We saw a lot of Quinn early in the year. Then Duarte's played lately, and it looks like they're going to go back and forth with these guys tonight.
I think they were listening to our pregame, and they're just trying to prove us wrong, Dave. They're trying to make us look bad.
It doesn't take long. It's not
we
hard.
can do that on our own.
Yes. We don't need anybody else's help. There's the snap back to Quinn, and he's given up to Duarte, and Duarte's going to take it right to the line the line to gain, right at the 41-yard line. Another gain of 5, and they will give him the first down.
They run right behind big number 71, Rylan Miller. You watch Dave. He's the guy. I told you he gets a lot of penetration on defense, but man, he takes up a lot of people on offense too. So don't be surprised if you see them run behind him tonight.
So that brings up a 1st and 10 for North at their own 41-yard line. They'll go with 2 receivers in a stack formation out to the right, and a little power offset pistol formation to the left. There's the give to Duarte again.
Oh, fumble.
There's fumble, and it's stripped. And West looks like they've got on that ball. They're pointing that way. Great job by Mike Williamson to strip him from the backside. We'll see if West does get on it. Nope. It's going to be North's ball, so it'll be a gain of 3.
I think it was Luke Jones
2.
who stripped it.
You think that was Luke Jones who stripped that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Luke Jones came from the backside and stripped that out from Duarte, and Duarte's going to take a seat here for a second. Quinn's going to come back in.
Yeah, as they lose a couple yards on that fumble, Dave, that was a pretty decent run for first down.
Yeah, it would have been a gain of 4 or 5. Now it's a gain of 2. So 2nd and 8. There's the give to
They're
Quinn.
running everything outside.
There's a hold. So
it looks like we're sending our linebackers up the middle, and they're just busting everything outside.
they're taking off. They are breaking off tackle quite a bit tonight. I think you're going to get another nice gain wiped out by a penalty here. Yeah,
it's unfortunate. I mean, obviously when you look at these guys, they've got some talented players. They are their own worst enemy a lot of times, just because of the penalties they have, or just as you saw, losing the ball. So they've just got to stop beating themselves for them to be effective.
So a holding call wipes out a good 4-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 14 now at the 37-yard line for North. Play clock at 15. They're still looking for the signals, and they're going to have to call a timeout. They weren't quite sure what they're going to do right there.
looks like they maybe didn't have the right personnel on the field. They're trying to sneak Simmons back on the field here.
So we have a quick timeout we have a quick timeout, and we'll be right back after these messages. We're back here for the North play. 2nd and 14, 4:45 left to go here in the first quarter. That will be North's first time out of the half. Quinn back with our Beck is trying to go deep downfield. You know, one thing, Mike, you were talking about in the pregame, some of the pregame notes, is when he goes deep, he tends to let it go up a little while. And you said Wesley Clark will get one of those. He was the closest man to that ball.
Yeah, I mean, they like to go deep. They like to stretch the field. Unfortunately, a lot of times he doesn't have enough time to get rid of the ball, which is why a lot of times they put him back in the shotgun. They're using the play action to slow the rush down a little bit. But, yeah, I just see Wesley Clark playing center field tonight, and lots of opportunities for him to pull one of those balls down.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 14 from the 37-yard line. Beck is going to back to pass. It's a little inside, throw it up, and there it is. Wesley Clark can't get it. We're going to have a flag. And it'll be very, very interesting if they call pass interference on West, or it's going to be offensive pass interference with a pick. That ball was just totally up in the air, and about 3 West guys went for it. It's an ineligible receiver downfield, so it's not going to matter. That ball was just up in the air, and the 3 West guys had a better shot at it than North did.
Yeah, I think they kind of beat themselves up trying to get to the ball. But again, I think that's what we talked about earlier. He's still a young kid. He's got a good arm, but he tends to, he's going to stare down the guy he wants to go to. He's also, when he gets some pressure, he's going to get rid of the ball instead of maybe throwing it away or at least eating it. And that's the case there where it very easily could have been an interception.
There's the kick. This is a short one. Wesley Clark's not going to be able to get it. He had to pick it up because it may have touched the West guy.
Gage Jones, maybe.
So, yeah, that's just such a short kick, and that came down into the mass of humanity there and got it. So, we're going to have a quick turnover, so we won't go to a timeout here. 4:24 left to go. West will take over on their own 41-yard line. A good field position for West right here.
Yeah, again, a short punt and North gives up a short field, which when you're giving up short fields like this is why you're giving up 50 points a game.
Moore back in the shotgun. He's going to give to Rucker. Rucker gets up maybe 1 yard. He's got up to about the 42-yard line. So a gain of 1 for Jalen Rucker. And a guy we saw a little bit the last couple weeks, but not a lot of. He's getting some carries early.
No, he's doing a nice job, and I wasn't paying attention in warm-ups to see if Kinney was taking snaps or not, but Rucker's doing a nice job back here running the ball.
West will go 2 receivers to the right, I formation. There's the give to Rucker straight up the middle, and he's going to take it forward for a nice gain up to the 46-yard line, almost the 47-yard line, and a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 4 here, 3rd and 5.
We're running against the odds because if you look, they're literally stacking 8 guys in the box. Their backers play a little deep, but I think what's happening is West Line's able to get through the defensive line and then pick up some of those linebackers.
So a big 3rd and 5 play here from the 46-yard line. Moore back to pass. He's got his man. That's Wesley Clark. He makes another move, and he's up to the 42-yard line. So a gain of 12 on 3rd and 5. West has another first down, moving the chains again. And a nice job there. After going 3 and out, and again, granted, great field position on the second drive to get that touchdown. But it's nice to see it moving the ball in positive yardage.
Oh, it's nice. I think what Weston Clark brings back to the offense this week is you can run the ball to set up the pass, and he does such a great job putting the ball on the receiver on those quick passes.
There's the give to Rucker right up the middle, and he's going to scatter step all the way up to the 39-yard line for a gain of 3.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can pick up 4 or 5 yards on first down, it sure makes the playbook a lot easier. You can pretty much open things up.
2nd and 7 here for the Vikings. First time we've seen Bullock out here in a little while on offense. He and Blewett will be wide to the left. Still in the I formation. With North stacking the box. Oh, Rucker with a great spin move, but can't keep his balance, and he would have been gone. And you saw that. North just coming up and just trying to stack everything up there.
Northstein, I mean, sometimes, like I said, their aggressiveness almost works against them as they almost overrun the play, which they did there. And again, free safety out of position, and Rutgers literally 1 half step from breaking the whole thing.
He spun like a top just a little bit too fast and lost his balance. And, yeah, he keeps his balance. He's in the end zone. So it'll be a 3rd and 3. Again, out of the I formation, there's the give to Rucker. Straight ahead. He's going to take it. He's going to be just right, probably about a football short. I can't imagine West not going for this. It'll be 4th and probably about 2 feet. They need to get just not quite about a foot shy of the 32-yard line. They're right at the 33.
Okay, Dave, we were talking about this on the way over. Since Mahomes got hurt last night running 4th and 1, do you risk it with Weston more and try to do a quarterback sneak? I
think you're going to see Luke Jones with the quick hitter right here up the middle. We'll see what the deal is. There's the give, and he does take it up the middle. He's got it 3 yards up to the 30-yard line. That is sort of West's bread and butter play when they really need a yard or two.
I tell you, and Luke Jones is almost like he's almost like guaranteed 1.5, 2 yard guy. I don't think I've ever seen that guy knocked back.
And we're 30 seconds left.
West they don't have to run a play if they don't want to. But.
They will. Yeah, they don't. It's 16-13. So we'll see. And West, I don't think, is going to run a play here. They're going to let this run out. We're going to come to the end of the first quarter. And West we're going to flip the field here. But at the end of one quarter, Shawnee Mission West with a 7-0 lead. We'll be right back after these timeouts. We're back here for the start of the second quarter. West with a 7-0 lead after a Luke Jones touchdown in the first quarter off a short field. A nice return by Wesley Clark. West will have first and 10 at the 30-yard line. Moore under center, I formation. 2 receivers to the left. There's Kenny back. Yeah. So we had.
Yeah, something must have been going on where he had to sit out the first quarter.
So Jalen Rucker plays the first quarter, and Kenny is back in there for the first carry of the second quarter.
Is Trayvon back this week?
I don't know. He was out last week. So I think he's still on the family situation that he's out. So you're going to see Kenny and Rucker most of the night there. But 3 yards for Kenny right there, and it'll be 2nd and 7 from the 27. Oh. And
what, did the center step on his foot maybe?
Yeah, I think that's possibly what happened. I mean, and those are the type of things that happen when you're out for a couple of weeks, just that smooth exchange, getting out from under center, and I think that's probably what happened, Chris. I think he just got his foot stepped on.
And we've seen it a couple of times tonight. He just hasn't been, like you said, he's been out for a couple of weeks of not playing, and he's just not quite smooth with some of the exchanges yet. So
that's too bad. He was going to throw that one, it looked like.
Yeah. So in the power pistol formation.
Now this is interesting. That is how much they stack that short side of the field.
There's the deep ball, and he's got Wesley Clark. Oh, touchdown! Wesley Clark with the touchdown. Yes!
Oh, nice catch.
Wow.
So 32 yards. He had it cleanly, bobbled it, got it back. There's no review, and we're going to give him a touchdown.
The call on the field is touchdown.
I think I got it.
And he did. And the play stands. A 32-yard touchdown reception by Wesley Clark. From Weston Moore.
And we talked about that. Some of the things we talked about, those cornerbacks being on an island, Dave, and an opportunity to beat him deep. And Weston delivered a great ball. Clark, nice adjustment to the ball.
Ruben Anderson with the point after. And West is out to a 14-0 lead with 10:30 left to go here. And, guys, that was nice to see after a negative yardage play on 2nd down and having a 3rd and long. West came up with a nice play.
And I hate to say it this way, but I think it's really true. I mean, I think this is one of those games, Dave. Obviously, you got some confidence. You're up by 14 now. It lets you open the playbook up a little bit. You've got a lot of seasons left to go. It allows you to kind of experiment and maybe work with things that you didn't have a chance to work on earlier.
And, Chris, it's one of the things now that we're seeing. We're getting to see West throw the ball a little bit. And last week Wesley can throw the ball, and he threw a little bit in the first half, but they seemed really hesitant in that second half of that game last week to throw the ball.
Yeah, and they had a couple chances to really – I thought they could have won that game and if they would have thrown the ball a little bit more in the second half. But I think Wesley could throw it if they would let him, but I don't know if they just weren't comfortable with him throwing it or if they hadn't practiced it a lot. Or
the best part about having Weston back is it's a guy who can throw. They're more comfortable with him throwing. But you also, as we said earlier, that puts Wesley on the receiving end of that.
And, even though Wesley plays a good part of the offense and he is a receiver, it's a whole different game when you're behind center and now you've got to look at, okay, what are my reads? Where are my fake handoffs? Where are my dropbacks? It's, again, in a week's time, it's kind of hard to pick that up. And I'm sure the playbook was pretty small last week because of that.
Michael Cooper probably better go re-tee this. This is going to be interesting. The ball fell off the tee, and Mike Williamson is holding it and teed it for him. So we'll see how – I'm not sure that's exactly the way they wanted to do it. So, but it got popped up and caught there by Sam Cure, who's going to take it up to the 32-yard line, a short, about 5-yard return. North will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Tackled by my special teams guy, Anthony Fleming.
He makes about every one, doesn't he?
I think he does.
Yeah, he does.
So, Mom, Dad, that kid is he's on the ball. I like it. He always comes up with those special team tackles.
Fleming with the tackle on the kickoff, and Beck's going to be in the pistol. He's calling out. There's 12 seconds left on the play clock to give straight ahead.
Good tackle by Gage Jones.
Tackle by Gage Jones on number 21, De'Aric Quinn. And it's a gain of 3 on 1st down. Will bring up 2nd and 7.
Quinn brings something different to their offense, just kind of like Weston does for our offense. They run the ball a lot more, I think, with Quinn in the backfield, Dave. I think he's just a little shiftier, and he runs pretty strong.
And they're going to give it to him again, and he's trying to take it out to the right side or left side, and he does get ahead to about the 42-yard line. He'll be about just shy of 2 yards, so it'll be a long one, short 2.
And really kind of an important drive for North. If North is going to stay in this game, they've got to maintain control of the ball and try to get down there and put some points on the board.
So a 3rd and about 1.5. Beck gets the play call from the sideline, and he's coming in. He'll be in the pistol formation with Quinn behind him. There's the snap, and there's the give, and taken forward, and Quinn's got a gain, and he's thrown back, but he will have forward progress up to the 46-yard line and a gain of 3 and a first down.
I'll tell you what, Christian Coggs is going to be kicking himself. He is in the backfield, but quick move by Quinn to get out of the way and really hand that to Quinn for making the first down on that play.
He had a guy riding his back all the way down to onto the ground too.
This is true.
So, but it'll bring up a 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for North.
I don't think 52 is a typical wide receiver.
Yeah.
Oh, he's open.
He's going deep and just overthrown.
And if he would have thrown it sooner, he was open for sure. Uh-oh, another flag.
Noah Rogers with the was the intended receiver and incomplete. And I think we may have an eligible receiver downfield too again. I don't know. I believe this is going to be on North, the way that referee is signaling, talking. Again, what's going to be interesting, a receiver and a D-back got into it a little bit out on towards the west sideline, and you got to be really careful if they're going to be,
I think it's Mike. He keeps getting into it with people.
Yeah, ineligible receiver downfield again. I would imagine that's going to be declined and bring up a 2nd and 10 instead of 1st and 15, but we'll see what they do.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're going to have to watch. So, they're kind of lulling us to sleep with kind of this running game, and they still have a really good stable of receivers out there, and you got a guy that's got a pretty strong arm out there. So, like I said earlier, the last thing you can really afford to do is give up the big play, and they're going to go for the home run ball. They got nothing to lose.
And they changed personnel there, and the West did accept that, so it'll be 1st and 15 instead of 2nd and 10. There's a hold on Burnt, and that's a ball really just up for grabs. And number 1, that's our man Veronzo Henderson, who's all over the place. He makes the play.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's why I said they've got some athletes out there, and as you said, Dave, really thrown into coverage, kind of double teamed out there. But Henderson comes down with the ball, and he's not particularly a big guy either. He's only 5'8", and still was able to high point that ball and come down with it.
So Henderson's catch gets them up to the 27-yard line. The first time North has been in West Territory tonight. Quinn's trying to take it ahead, and he'll get about 4 up to the 23.
And again, that's one of the plays with they're not afraid to put twins or trips out to kind of spread the defense a little bit, and then pull the guard and come to the short side of the fields. And like I said, Quinn gives you so much more in the backfield when he's back there.
So, be 2nd and 6 from the 23-yard line. North again in West Territory for the first time this evening. West's going to bring the pressure up the middle. Quinn gets to sidestep some guys for about a gain of a yard, maybe a yard and a half. He gets about to the 21.5-yard line.
I think, and I'm guessing, this is 4-down territory for these guys regardless. I mean, you're already down by 14. You got not much to lose on the season. So right here, they're not necessarily looking for a first down, but it would behoove them to try to get some positive yardage here and just make that fourth down a little bit closer.
Definitely 2 plays to get this first down for them. So a 3rd and 5 here from the 22. There's the throw, and it's picked off. And it could be almost a face mask, but Anthony Morris with the interception for West on that ball to the flat, and he read that one better than the receiver did.
Made a beautiful play. He read the quarterback's eyes, jumped the route, and made a beautiful interception.
So Anthony Morris with the interception, and West takes over at the 23-yard line of Shawnee Mission North, and a good stop there as North had driven down. They had a big play to get down into the West territory, and West stops them there.
No, to your point, they were moving the ball, and they drive it in and score a touchdown, and it's a ball game again. But again, turnovers are killing these guys, which is why they have the record they have.
There's the give to Luke Jones. He's going to bowl his way ahead to about the 31-yard line. Ball came out. He gets on it, though. And they actually look like the back judge was saying he was down. So that's a gain of about 8 on first down. And they started getting Luke Jones getting 6, 7, 8 yards instead of 2, 3, 4 yards on that little dive. Then we're going to have a good night.
And here's where you play around a little bit. You got second and short, little play action pass, maybe go deep.
Williamson and Morris out to the left. Morris is going to come in motion, and they're booting over to the side.
Nice.
He's got Richardson wide open, and he's at the 40-yard line. He just needs to keep running. Caden looked like he just wanted a lot of moves.
That's kind of the same play he did last week.
Stumbling.
He caught one last week, and he kind of did that, or he made a couple guys miss, and then we thought he was going to fumble, and he held on to it, though.
But a great gain up to the 35-yard line.
That's all right, Caden. You caught the ball. That's what's most important. But nice. I mean,
yeah, he was wide open.
Nice design play. Actually, a couple guys open in the pattern. So, I mean, you like to see that, these West receivers getting open. But, again, an example of what happens to this defense when they stack their defense so tight.
North's going to take a timeout. This is one thing we saw in the Olathe West game. Olathe West did a really good job of when they were getting a little behind on defense, they called the timeout to try to settle it down.
Right. Well, and it's funny, just looking at the defense from what we've seen over the last 2 games, you can tell they're still trying to get their legs under them because they're switching personnel in and out. They're kind of switching the way their defense is. I mean, I talked about the 4-man front going in. Well, shoot, they've been playing with a 3-man front most of this game.
Yeah.
Going more of a 3-5. So, again, it's still a new coach. I give him credit for trying to figure things out. I'd rather have him do that than sit back and try to do the same thing when it's not working.
Speaking of a new coach, there's 2 Rampies in the Sunflower League. His dad is the coach for Lawrence High.
I did not know that.
He took over for Lawrence High, and I believe his dad was the coach at Blue Valley when he won the state championship back in 2006, and now they're both in the Sunflower League as
was
head
he quarterback?
coaches. Yes, he was the quarterback for Blue Valley when they won the state championship. So, 1st and 10 at the 35. After North's second timeout of the first half, 5:38 left to go here in the first half. There's the give to Kenny. He's trying to pick his hole, and he's up to about the 33-yard line for a gain of 2. Yeah. Short gain on first down for Kenny.
And it's tough. I mean, that slow developing play is going to be a little harder to run kind of against that defense. I mean, they literally, like I said, got 8 guys in the box. That Luke Jones quick hitter or anything to the outside, I'd be surprised, Dave, we don't see a jet sweep here or maybe just a toss just to see if we can get a guy in some space.
That's one thing, West, from the running game, they've gone off tackle some, but they really haven't tried to get wide on North yet tonight. So, again, I formation, and there's the boot to the left, and there's that fullback,
Luke Jones.
Luke Jones all the way up. He's still fighting, and he's all the way in. They can't bring him down.
I
He
was gonna
gets
s-
33 yards to the touchdown.
I was just say, poor Luke Jones, man, he never gets the ball without seeing about 4 guys in front of him. So when he saw one guy in front of him, he's going, there's no way this guy's going to stop me from getting in the end zone.
So with 4:45 left to go here in the first half, Luke Jones adds a touchdown through the air to his touchdown on the ground. That one's 32 yards. And a nice piece of running up the sideline by Luke Jones.
You know, and just another well-designed play. I mean, you take an advantage of North trying to be aggressive on defense. You run the bootleg. Their backer comes in. You know, he takes a shot at the quarterback, but what he did is he leaves Luke Jones run right by him in the flats, which is why Luke Jones was so wide open.
So Reuben Anderson adds the extra point. 4:45 left to go in the first half, and it's 21-0 West. We'll be right back after these timeouts. So a couple of scores in the Sunflower League tonight. Olathe North is up on Lawrence is up on Olathe North 14-10 in the first half, and Free State is up 14-0 on Shawnee Mission East in the first half. So a couple of other games, big games in the Sunflower League tonight.
Those are good games.
Go Free State.
Yeah, not only in Sunflower League, but that's really seeding that top 5. That's the top 5, top 6 seeding on the east side. That's what's for this game. So Michael Cooper with the kick. And there's a better kick from the last time. He's taken at the 6. Henderson's trying to weave his way in. Could have been a block in the back, but not going to do it. What North guy held up. And he takes it up to the 24-yard line. Gain of 18 on the return. And I think Michael Cooper's a little bit better at kicking the ball when he gets to tee it up himself instead of having somebody else tee it up for him.
I thought we were doing rugby there for a second, the way that ball was teed up.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Why do I feel like they're drawing plays in the sand?
In the rubber pellets. So 4:35 left to go here in the first half. West up 21-0. Beck is back in the pistol again. Now it's back to Quinn's out and Duarte's back in.
Oh, too many guys on the field?
And we have, substitution infraction.
Yeah, they had 12 out there.
Yep, broke it with 12.
And now
They're telling him to go back on. Somebody's got to come back off. One of them's going to come back, and it's Henderson. Henderson's on playing every position, so
he's going. I don't come off the field, Coach. I don't.
Special teams,
right.
Offense. I don't come off the field. I don't want to. So, but he does. So there's the pistol. Cage Jones tries to chase him around the outside. A gain of 2, but Gage Jones chases him around for the tackle there, and a gain of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 13. 2nd and 12. We'll give him 3.
Now Henderson comes back on the field.
Henderson comes back, and Angelo Baez comes off. North will go with stack receivers to the left and a single receiver to the right. That's a illegal motion. So Duarte fell forward just a little bit. That's going to be 5 more yards. And they're just they're really working against themselves with these penalties.
You know, it's interesting to me. I'm really surprised they haven't gone to Simmons yet, Dave. I don't even think they have targeted him once. And
well, he's not. I don't think he's been out there every play, but I mean,
these are biggest target.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know. Yeah, they haven't thrown to him once. I don't think.
No.
There's the give straight ahead, and Quinn's back in. He's going to try to.
Oh,
he's staying on his feet. Nice job by staying on his feet there and fight forward for about 5 yards. But so that was their fifth penalty, accepted penalty for 32 yards in the first half. Because they've had a few that we've declined also.
Well, when you're struggling with your offense, and then to put yourself in first and 15, first and 20 situations, you're
third and 12.
You're digging yourself a hole.
So trips to the right, single or left, single receiver to the right. There's these looking back to the set down in the middle. West just needs to tackle, and they do. And it's about 2.5 yards short of the first down. So it'll be 4th and about 2.
What do you think?
2.
Timeout here or no?
I think West. Well, West is going to have a timeout because we got an injury timeout right now. So West has a player down on the field.
That's Christian Cogs.
So give Shawnee Mission North a second to think about it. I would be surprised if they go for this at 4th and 2 this deep in their own territory, but they're already down 21-0 too.
I know. I think you got to think to yourself, you know what? I got a whole half of football to play, and if they can score 21 in one half, I can
all their
score
offensive
21
linemen
in half.
are coming over here. It looks like.
You don't like to see that. I don't like to see him.
Cogs isn't really able to put much weight at all on that right ankle.
It looks like he's already got a brace on that knee, Dave. I just hope he didn't aggravate something.
So they're helping him off the field. West will have to look for a new defensive lineman to go in there. And it looks like Laver Hunter will take his spot there in the middle for West, and North will punt this way. At least they're in punt formation. Wesley Clark's back. There's the punt. It's a high, short punt, about the 31-yard line. It's going to go out about the 36-yard line.
And that
35.
Short directional kick probably better than the deep long kick to Wesley Clark tonight. So
they're pretty better off doing that than giving Wesley a chance to return it, because he's had a couple decent returns.
I think they're thinking the exact same thing too, Dave. Chris, it was definitely a directional kick. You got a flag on the field here.
It's going to be a hold on West. So West, instead of getting the ball at the 35, is going to start at the 25-yard line. So unfortunate, but still 2.5 minutes left to go, and enough time to hopefully get another score in here. Because North will start the ball start with the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, West has got plenty of time here. I mean, they got their passing game working. They have 3 timeouts on the board. If you're Coach Tim Callahan, you'd love a beautiful 2-minute and 30-second drive and score.
Take that.
I think we need a more-to-more touchdown this evening.
So
absolutely.
Weston Moore is back in the shotgun, and the whistle blows, and interestingly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys for North. I can count to 10.
Oh.
They only had 10 guys on the field.
Oh, so they took a timeout.
So North takes their last timeout of the first half, with only having 10 men out there on defense.
Where's Henderson? Was he on the field?
I don't think so. That's one thing. I'm not sure he's supposed to play defense. So
okay. I just want to make sure.
So we'll see.
That's actually a compliment. That wasn't at all.
No, I was impressed with when I was watching film of him. Go one game he's a quarterback, one game he's a running back, one game he's a receiver. So, and he's been a returner the whole time. And
right.
He's a good athlete. Can play a lot of positions, and they were primarily a running team when he was at quarterback. But he's a good little player.
Yeah. Now see, West goes back to the same formation. Let's see if they still have the same play called.
So out of the pistol with the back to his hip, Weston Moore is looking downfield, and he's going to take off running. He's up to the 30, 35, 40. Steps out at the 40-yard line, and he's got a first down.
You see
39.
Wesley Clark's got his back, or he's got his face at him, and Weston Moore's looking at him like, block. No, I'm not throwing it this time.
He just barely even hit the guy. He just got in his way. Watch right here. He just
He got a little push on him.
A little.
So a gain of 14 yards.
Got in his way.
Gain of 14 yards on first down, and West has a first down at the 39-yard line. Moore again in the shotgun. There's the give to Kinney. He's going to take it forward for a nice gain of about 8 on first down.
We got a lot of bodies flying all over the place. A little extracurricular going on.
54
both
came
sides.
flying through there.
You know, the thing, though, like we're seeing here today, we spread out. Well, we have trips on one side and we have a single receiver to the right, and it definitely softens up the defense. You can definitely, I mean, they have no choice. They have to spread their linebackers out, and leaves a lot more room in the middle. And he knows that they've gone to a 3-man front now, too, instead of a 4-man.
So 2nd and 2 from the 47-yard line, and Moore's back to pass, and he's got that route set down. That was looks like Mike Williamson right there at up to the north 49-yard line. So a gain of 4, and it'll be a first down for West. They'll move the sticks. 1:45, 1:46 left to go. And as soon as they set the clock, there's the change.
So we don't
clock
have to
goes.
hurry too much.
Clock started with 1:39 left to go. Moore again in the shotgun with Kinney back on his hip. There's the give to Kinney straight up the middle. And that was gain of 2. And I think that's West. Good thing is West does have all 3 of their timeouts, and they'll take the first one there. So after a gain of 2 and a 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line, West will take their first time out of the half. And, you know, we're saying in there, they've been in this shotgun with Kinney at his hip, right or left this whole time, and they've mixed the run and pass well off that formation.
Yeah, and again, it's when you can have more of a balanced attack, and I do like going out of the shotgun like that, and you can run out of the shotgun, you can pass out of the shotgun. So they've been really effective in that formation. When they're under center, the quick hitter that they've been using with Luke Jones up the middle has been effective as well. In that situation, I think you're trying to show pass and hoping you catch these guys off guard and sneak a guy through the middle and maybe break a long one. But unfortunately, in that case, North had it all covered up.
And with 1:25 left to go here and 2 timeouts, you don't have to go exclusively in the air. You can put the ball on the ground a couple times. But Moore is going to put the ball in the air this time. It was tipped. Looks like number 71 for North, Ryland Miller, tipped that ball, and it flutters to the ground right in front of Luke Jones.
Yeah, 6'4" and long arms.
And he got those arms extended and knocked it down. So a big 3rd and 8 play here. We'll see what West does. They're throwing. There's the pass. Wesley Clark. Unfortunately, it's going to be incomplete. He had a nice ball by Weston Moore, but it's going to go out of Wesley Clark's hands, and it'll be 4th and 8 here. And be interesting to see. West looks like they're going to go for it instead of just punting away and trying to pin them deep.
I think you're up 21-0. You're feeling pretty good. North is obviously having trouble moving the ball. That last play, I got to like my chances with Wesley Clark going one-on-one with somebody. It just rare do you see him drop the ball.
Yeah, if you can get him out in space on the side, he will probably at least make the first guy miss out here.
Yeah, and I'm thinking if you just run a slant with him, he's going to get a first down.
Yeah.
Or even just that little hitch and go, which they ran to the near sideline where they got him open before. I mean, you run a couple plays like that then the defender's going to have to give some cushion, and then when he gives you that much cushion, then you get underneath all night long.
So what you're saying is West has a lot of choices here on 4th down.
Just saying is I got a chance.
Yes. So West will go for it on 4th and 8 from the north 47-yard line. West is going back to the I formation here. Interesting out of this first time in this formation. There's the pitch to Kenny. He's going to try to get out to the right.
Oh,
there's a face mask.
Yeah,
so West gets bailed out twice.
Yeah.
Kenny fumbles, but it's going to be a face mask. So they're going to get the first down and they're going to get the ball back. So unfortunate for they called a hold instead of a face mask. Wow. You saw Kenny's face come down. I'm not sure how they missed that face mask there, but they called a hold. If you saw Kenny trying to come around, you see his head go down, and that's when it was thrown.
I typically don't react to a hold like that, but when somebody's head gets taken off, I do.
So that play will stand. That fumble will stand.
Wow.
So it was a loss of 1, and North will take over with 1:09 left to go at their own 48-yard line. We'll see what they can do here with a minute left. There's the give to Quinn. He's trying to bounce it. He does for about 3 to the 49-yard line. One thing, I think this is why West thought they could go for it, is North doesn't have any timeouts left.
Right.
So they're going to have to get set, and they're already spiking ball. So interestingly enough,
So you wasted down.
They're going to waste it down. It's going to be third and 7 at the 49-yard line.
If I don't have timeouts, I know that they're not necessarily adept at doing a 2-minute offense, but I don't like sending my offense on the field without having 2 plays if I'm going to run. If the first play is going to be a run.
Yeah. Because
now you just wasted your second down. Now you're third down.
They're breaking the huddle with 12 guys.
Yeah.
So Beck's back in the shotgun again.
Oh, you got 2 guys
They got 2 guys motion, so they're going to have to come set. Both guys are going to have to be set for a second, and they were. Now they're going to have to go. The weirdest thing, they called delay a game. There's still 7 seconds left on the.
There was.
There's still 7 seconds left on the play clock down here.
I think the ref is going, I know they're doing something wrong. There's just too many guys moving.
I'm just going to throw a
then
flag.
the last guy gets set, and then he goes up and moves up on the line.
So
it reminds me of my intramural flag football team.
3rd and 7 now. It's not 3rd and 7. It'll be 3rd and 12. And Beck is back to pass, and there's a hold in the middle and not called. And Luke Jones almost gets an interception going back into coverage, but it's knocked down, and it's going to be 4th and 12, and you're going to see a punt here. And you know what? It'd be nice to see Wesley Clark get one.
Yeah, I think if you like that last punt, I would be surprised if the coach just says, hey, kick that ball as far out of bounds as you can. But again, this is a classic sign. You can tell they're mixing stuff. That these guys are even having trouble with their punt formation.
And the ball is off, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. West does have 39.5 seconds and 1 timeout, so we'll see what they do. And, this is one place where you've got Weston who can get out, and if you get him out, he can throw, and if he doesn't have it, he can run.
Right. Well, I think this is the perfect opportunity for you. I mean, if you have expectations of going anywhere into the playoffs, you got to have some sort of 2-minute offense. And so here's the time where put that together. Use that 2-minute drill that you're used to doing in practice each week.
They're going to hand it off.
And put it to play. Because what do you get to lose here? You really don't have to worry about it, even if you give the ball up.
Bullock and Clark wide to the right. I formation with Jones and Kinney in the backfield. Moore is going to give it off to Kinney. He's got a nice run up until about the 33-yard line.
Okay.
Just go to
so
are they going to try to run
nice
a play?
8-yard gain to the 32. They don't have to run a play. Obviously, they're going to want to run a play.
Well, I see Moore out here. I'd be surprised if there's not a more-to-more look.
90-yard
Yeah.
bomb.
Oh.
There's the give straight ahead to
Okay.
Jones, who's got it.
First down.
Luke Jones got
The
it.
clock
The clock needs to stop.
on the first down.
Okay.
They probably could have got a play off, though, but I don't know.
Am I going to have to go yell at
Yeah.
somebody again?
Please don't.
All right, we got different rules here. First, you're throwing flags for delays when they have 7
You already got
seconds
the whole
left.
Latha district talking about you.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
know,
need the
I
Shawnee
did.
Mission district talking about you.
So, well, that's the end of the first half. A good first half for Shawnee Mission West. They're up 21-0, and we'll be right back after these timeouts. We'll show a little bit of Shawnee Mission North Band here at halftime and their halftime performance, and then we'll also go into some stats, both with the individual and team stats. But for right now, again, 21-0, West leads at halftime. Here's the Shawnee Mission North marching band.
Drum major. Is the band ready?
Come with me.
Marching Indians, you may take the field for performance.
Come with me, where dreams are born and time is never clean.
As we listen to the Shawnee Mission North band, we'll do the first half drive summary. West got the first possession of the game and went 3 and out. Three plays, 8 yards, and had to punt. North punted then with 8:59 left after getting one first down. Wesley Clark with a 34-yard punt return to the West 16-yard line. There was a penalty in there, so the total drive for the next touchdown was 4 plays and 21 yards. Luke Jones capped that off with a 1-yard run for the touchdown, and the Ruben Anderson extra point made it 7-0. After another North punt,
come with us.
West took over at the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line, and drove 59 yards in 10 plays, capped off by Weston Moore to Wesley Clark 32-yard touchdown pass with 10:30 left to go in the second quarter. Again, Ruben Anderson with the extra point and made it 14-0. North then drove into West territory but threw an interception, and Anthony Morris with the interception and set West up in good field position at the North 23-yard line. And then West drove 76 yards in 4 plays. And on a Luke Jones touchdown run, or touchdown pass reception, 32 yards from Moore with 4:45 left to go. And that was the scoring in the first half. So Luke Jones with a pass reception for a touchdown, a pass or a run for a touchdown, and Wesley Clark with a touchdown reception. So Weston Moore with 2 touchdown throws in the first half. We'll be right back with some individual stats. Some individual stats here in the first half. First for Shawnee Mission West, Jalen Rucker with 7 rushes for 22 yards. Andrew Kinney with 6 rushes for 25 yards. 1 fumble there towards the end. Luke Jones with 6 rushes for 23 yards and 1 touchdown, the first touchdown of the game. Weston Moore with 3 rushes for 12 yards, and that is the rushing for West on the first half. Through the air, Weston Moore is 6 for 8 for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Wesley Clark with 2 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown. Mike Williamson, 1 catch for 4 yards. Anthony Morris, 1 catch for 9 yards. And Luke Jones, 1 catch for 32 yards and a touchdown. Caden Richardson with 1 catch for 34 yards. Shawnee Mission West with 2 penalties for 15 yards in the first half, 1 punt for 48 yards, and 2 punt returns for 37 yards. No kick returns yet for West. Shawnee Mission North rushing. Duarte with 6 rushes for 20 yards. Quinn, 7 rushes for 25 yards. And that's the rushing yardage, 45 yards total rushing on 13 for North in the first half. Passing, Beck is 2 for 8 for 42 yards and 1 interception. The catches coming from Simmons, 1 catch for 10 yards. Henderson, 1 catch for 32 yards. Shawnee Mission North has 6 penalties for 31 yards, 4 punts for 131 yards total, 1 punt return for no yardage, no return yards, 3 kickoffs with 53 kickoff return yardage. We'll finish up with North, and we'll be back here shortly. So as we come back here, and we got about 2.5 minutes left to go in halftime. West starting to warm up, and Mike, as we're looking at it, West with 205 yards of total offense in the first half, 123 in the air, rest on the ground. North with only 87 yards of total offense, about half and half, 45 on the ground and 40-some in the air. So West has done a good job defensively, and they're actually moving the ball pretty well on offense.
No, I think West is doing a really good job. I think the thing that's surprising is that they're actually passing the ball more than I thought they would. I thought they'd come out a little bit conservative, try to establish the run game, and then open it up. But it's really worked to their advantage. They've got a good rhythm going with their offense. And the nice thing is they're moving the ball downfield and scoring some points. Conversely, it's interesting because we really does. I think North is a team trying to find themselves. We've seen different looks from them on film, and what I expected to see was a little bit more passing out of them. And they only targeted their number 1 receiver, Simmons, once, and actually connected for a pass. But unfortunately, it was about 8 yards completion on a 4th down where they needed 10. You did see, I think Quinn back in the backfield changes that. Quinn is a senior. I think they feel more comfortable with him running the ball, which is probably why you see so much in the running game for North right now.
Mike, as we're looking back on the keys to victory for West first, you wanted to establish an offensive rhythm, and I think they've done a good job of that tonight, both through the air and on the ground.
No, and out of multiple formations. You know, it's worked for them under center. It's worked for them out of the shotgun. I think, Luke Jones has been a real key, Dave. I mean, that guy is having a heck of a game tonight. Not only is he running the ball tough up the middle, you see him break out on a swing pass and took the ball all the way to the house. Great to see that guy have a real breakout game tonight.
And is one of the last things you had a key to victory is no big plays for North. And other than the 132-yard pass to Henderson, really – It's been nickel and dime for North on the offense.
Yeah, but again, I'm kind of surprised. I don't see more of an aerial attack out of them for as many wide receivers as they split out. I think they feel more comfortable with putting their hands on the ball with their senior Quinn and letting him run the ball and maybe not putting the ball in the air. I would be surprised if they came out in the second half and you didn't see the ball in the air more, simply because they've got to move the ball if they to stay within this game, and they've got to put some points on the board.
Looking at North's keys to victory, one of those things you were talking about was offensive balance. They have it, they just don't have a lot of yardage. They're about 40-some yards, both running and passing, but they just haven't been that successful on offense.
Well, again, I think this is like I said a little bit earlier. I think they're a team trying to find themselves. I think the coach is trying to find themselves. You saw how, and Chris, I'll bring you in here, where they're having trouble with personnel on the field. They don't know what guys are on the field and what guys are off the field, which just tells me that they're throwing a lot into their offense right now.
Well, and I don't know, like you said, especially number one, it seems like he's coming on. He doesn't know if he's supposed to be on or if he's supposed to be off. And then I think he's probably one of their biggest weapons. Yeah. I think they should get him the ball more on offense. I don't think he's touched the ball that much on offense.
Well, and it is. I think you make a good point. He's one of their keys. I also think that Simmons, again, I can't believe they haven't gotten that guy involved in the offense. He's a big receiver. He's got good hands. And number 5, I'm sorry, I forget his name. Rogers is another guy. He has really good hands. And
and he made that one play.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Targeted him, I think, one time. So again, I think you'll see a different team in the second half from the standpoint of I think they have no choice. I think they got to put the ball up. They'll still run the ball, but I'd expect them to go into the air a lot more in the second half.
So that's where we're at the end of the first half, getting ready to start the second half in about a minute or so. And we'll be right back after these timeouts. We're back here for the start of the second half. West will kick off after receiving the first half kickoff.
Chris, they changed up our guy deep. They took Henderson.
Yeah,
they're disguising him. But Quinn's back. I mean, that shouldn't be a surprise.
Cooper
although
with
he's
the
got
kick into
nice
the end
kick.
zone.
Yeah.
And
I was looking at the numbers.
Quinn can't return it. And
because one was out there warm-ups, I thought.
Yeah, no, he's coming off the field. He just still wasn't their deep middle guy. They just decided to put Quinn back. That you could tell. I mean, beautiful kick by Cooper, but that wind really carrying the ball now. I mean, that's the thing that I think will come into play, Dave, in the second half is with that wind really kicking up now. Is which way is the wind blowing? Are you going into the wind or against the wind?
And North will start here. There's the throw out. West just has to tackle, and they don't right there. They miss the tackle.
Blew it.
And Noah Rogers escapes the tackle adjacent. Jalen Blewett. He's up for 20 yards to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and I think that's where Beck lives. I think that's his game. I mean, getting the ball. I mean, when you have trips and they can do bubble screens and you can do all kinds of things. I think that's where they live. I think that's their game.
There's Beck. He's going to give it to Quinn. He's taken down in the backfield. They get him back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
I don't know if he was giving that to Quinn or Quinn was just taking that ball. He decided he was running it. I don't think there's any read option on that.
So no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Hot dogs and hamburgers are half price.
Josh just bought one for full price.
Yes.
Sucker.
There's the throw out. A nice tackle.
Yeah.
Bullock makes a tackle on Aaron Simmons, and nice job there by Lewis Bullock to make a tackle. Good strong tackle. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I think Blewett and Bullock are both going to be challenged this half. I mean, I think North has no choice. I think they're going to have to put the ball up, and they're going to go to their big receivers.
So a 3rd and 5 from midfield. Let's see if we get that lead play here. West goes, that's just straight up in the air.
Good
nice job by Jalen Blewett. You know, he recovered that. And as far as that sailed to the sideline, he looked way out of position, and not bad defense. It's just the way the ball sailed, he was out of position and made great recovery.
Yeah, I think he got his hips turned. I mean, the way the ball came out, it looked like he was really going deep, but the ball just fluttered. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or what. And he came back, made a nice adjustment on the play, and at least knocked the ball down.
So after 1 first down, West forces a punt. There's the kick. And it'll be a bouncing kick to about the 20-yard line, picked up right there, 21-yard line. So West will take over 1st and 10, their own 21. You know, here's one thing we didn't talk about at halftime, but I really, really want to see in the second half. West has not had a really strong second half this year.
No, you're exactly right. And actually, it's kind of the tail of the tape for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Is that just haven't come out with that same emotion, I think, in the second half that they always come out with at the beginning of the game.
So we'll see what West can do here and hopefully come out with a little bit of sense of urgency still to try to put this game away. There's the hold to Luke Jones, and he's going to – nope. No, it was the keeper, and he faked –
that little option, actually?
Yeah, faked the dive to Luke Jones, and Weston Moore takes it ahead all the way to the 39-yard line. So a nice gain of 18 on 1st down.
They figure out you got to run the ball outside.
Yeah, I mean, finally, like I said, like Chris, to your point, what they saw on film is that cornerback to that side, when you don't have a receiver, you don't have a slot man, they pull them way in, and so that outside's wide open.
So there's the give to, I think that's Kenny still in there. He's going to get 3 up to the 42-yard line.
Just run a little pitch to him.
And it'll be a 3rd and 7. We were talking about the second half. Shawnee Mission South, the win in the second or third game this year, it was a 21-0, 21-7 halftime game. Nobody scored in the second half.
No.
Or West did not score. They got all 21 of their points in the first half.
Right.
And then just swept back and sort of milked the clock out. It'll be nice to see if West can really stay at it in this half. Weston Moore's trying to go deep downfield, and he tried to get Mike Williamson. Is just out of his grasp running the post up the.
He did a good job of stepping up in the pocket there, though.
He did. I think the same thing, Chris. I think what happened is he didn't quite have his feet under him, so the ball didn't come out as strong as it needed to be.
So a 3rd and 7 from the 42-yard line. West needs to get to their own 49-yard line for a first down. And there's Moore under center, and he's going to give to Kinney, taking it ahead for 3 yards, but 4 yards short of the first down.
Yeah,
unless you're going to go for it on 4th down, why would you run the ball? I don't know.
So West is going to punt here. So we'll have both teams exchanging punts here at the in the first possession of the second half. 8:45 left to go. The good thing here, West does have ability in their 45. Ruben Anderson gets off a nice punt to really pin them back.
Yeah, Ruben Anderson early in the game had a beautiful punt from that position, and ball's going to be a little short. Henderson gets it on the run. Give him credit for that. But we got a flag. It looks like they're going to be.
That's a beanie.
Yeah.
I think that's just a bean bag.
Oh, was that just a bean? Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
marking it. So Luke Jones gets the Gage Jones with the tackle after a gain of return of just about 2 yards from the 23-yard line to the 25-yard line, and that's where North will start their second possession in the second half.
You know, we talked about it's not little underappreciated, but Henderson's a really good athlete. I mean, if that ball drops, that ball goes probably inside the 10. He picks it up in the air on the run and gets the ball and has the ball on the 25. I mean, that's a big play.
It was a good play, and that's not an easy play to make, as that ball is really dying down there to come up and make that catch. So, but he does it, and they're at the 25-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. There's the give to Quinn. He's trying to get outside. That's a crack, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Shawnee Mission North. He cracked, blindsided Anthony Morris, and the last couple of years, that's a penalty now.
Right.
So, about 5 years ago, you would have oohed and awed about that crackback block, but it's now illegal.
No, and now I mean, again, they're trying to take the plays out of the game where injuries occur, and in that case, unfortunately, I mean, they really didn't need a crackback. All he needed was a screen block that, and he would have been open.
Interestingly, they called a illegal block in the back. It was I thought he got
he was on the side for sure. At least
he got his head in front of me. Just blindsided him.
It's because he came back with his helmet on backwards, and it looked like he got hit in the back.
He did get hit pretty good though.
Oh yeah, he got hit nicely.
Yeah.
So that'll take it back to the 17-yard line. So it'll be first and 17 from the 8, or first and 18 from the 17-yard line. Nice job. Is that Lewis Bullock out there? And he met the receiver just as he got the ball, and there is nothing after the catch.
No, that was nice. That was a nice one-on-one play. In that case, Beck left a little bit of air under that, and the receiver is going to come back to the huddle and say, hey, next time, can you drop that ball down a couple feet?
So 2nd and 13 now. Beck in the pistol with Quinn behind him. Motion across the formation. He's going to be throwing the ball, and he's going down. West.
Wow. How many sacks do they have this year?
Not a lot, but there's one, and it looks like between Luke Jones and Gage Jones, they met back there. They've come a couple times tonight, haven't got to them, but that time they did. They timed that well.
And I think they learned from tape and watching other teams have had that opportunity. Luke Jones has got a sack tonight. He's got a touchdown running. He's got a touchdown receiving. I think all he needs is that interception, Dave, isn't that hitting for the cycle? Dave's not tracking with me. I was trying to be funny. Okay.
Sorry, I know it's playoff time, baseball playoff time. I didn't get the cycle in there. Yeah, he didn't get the interception. They're going to go deep downfield, and he's going to go down again. So he
that guy thought it was a safety.
Well, you got the soccer lines out there.
Field.
I know. Those soccer lines are confusing.
Logan Hill's lobbying for a safety inside the 5-yard line. So I'd take that. That would be good. But, one thing we talked about, nice punt by Ruben Anderson, good defense. The penalty helped out, but you really flipped the field. And with a good return, West has got a chance to really set themselves up again.
And punting into the wind.
And Wesley looks like he's going to – that's 15.
Getting hit early.
I don't think there could be enough flags thrown. Stephon Simmons, it wasn't even close. that was way before.
Trying to hold himself up, and he just couldn't quite do it. And that's an indication of kicking into the wind. The ball didn't go as far, and now you compound problems by making a shorter field even shorter.
You know what's going to be interesting here? West in the first half, 3 and out on their first drive, had to punt. They get, for their second possession, they get a short field, and they cash it in.
Right.
3 and out here after their first possession of the second half. They get a short field after a punt and a penalty. Let's see if they can cash it in here.
Almost same location, too, right, David?
Yeah, it was a 16 versus a 20, so it's a nice job. So it's power pistol formation for Weston Moore. He's got Kenny behind him and Jones to his hip, and he's going to turn and give to Kenny, who's up to about the 18. They'll give him the 19-yard line. The gain of 1. Not a lot there for Kenny. That's one thing. Now, West hasn't got outside a lot tonight, and West they've had, I think we had about 88 yards rushing in the first half, but that was 22 carries. So 4-yard carry, they're not burning everything down with 4 yards per carry. Right. North has done a decent job on the ground.
And don't you think he would run away from number 71?
Yeah, I would think so. There's the give to Kenny. He's going to set. Oh, that's Jalen Rucker. Jalen Rucker with a nice move and a touchdown. And he's across that line, soccer lines or football lines. He's got it there.
I wasn't sure if that was a touchdown, a safety. You got all those lines out there, Dave. It's kind of confusing.
So Jalen Rucker with a 19-yard run for a touchdown. A really, really nice move, initial move to cut back inside and get into the end zone there.
Really nice job of setting up your blockers, and they left a lane to the inside. He had a beautiful cutback, and once he's upfield, just one guy to beat to get in the end zone.
And Reuben Anderson on for the extra point, and it's good.
He's 4 for 4.
4 for 4, and it's 4 touchdowns and 4 extra points, a 28-0 lead for West. And, hey, guys, we were talking about the parallels to the first half. 3 and out, short field, touchdown. Second half, 3 and out, short field, touchdown.
Well, I mean, nice just to be able to convert a touchdown in the second half. Again, that's always been a struggle of West in the last couple of years, and good to turn it around. You can't just play one half of football doesn't get it there.
So West needs to keep this on. So there's 5:15 left to go here in the third quarter. West is up 28-0, and really, so far I don't know, a dominant performance, but it's been a pretty workmanlike performance for West.
Well, the thing, the yardage will tell you that West is had the advantage of a short field because they have 28 points on the board, and there's just north of 250 yards, I think, for the game. And that just is an indication that they've played on the short field. Unfortunately for North, that's what kills them is the turnovers, the penalties. They really, I'm not saying they're beating themselves because West is obviously scoring a touchdown, but they're not helping their cause any. And every time they do get a possession, they knock themselves back instead of going forward.
So Michael Cooper with the kick. He's going to kick it up again, and it's going to be. There was a fair catch signal.
I thought there was,
looked
too.
like.
Yeah, you can't run it.
But he, I don't know. So he maybe just to the side was telling somebody to get away. But
I think the sun was in his eyes.
Yeah. So that return will be up to the 37-yard line. So about a return of about 7 yards. So on that short kick.
Probably the best field position they've started with this whole game. I don't know.
Yeah, other than the fumble,
right,
which got them around the 40, 45-yard line, this is their best field position starting here. Back in the pistol, and he's going to give to Quinn. Quinn's trying to get outside the left, and he's up for about 3 to 4 yards. We'll give him 4 yards up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, you can just tell it with North. They're struggling just to find any kind of rhythm, any type of consistency in their offense.
So 4:43 left to go here in the third quarter. Beck in the shotgun. He's going out. He's going deep. And one thing on this, the long passes out to the outside, the West D-backs are going to have to know most of those are going to be underthrown and get ready to play the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say that was a back shoulder throw. I think it was just a throw that got knocked down by the wind. And the receiver made a nice adjustment to it, and we're just going to have to, like you said, we're just going to have to be cognizant of that wind and know that ball's not traveling in this direction.
3rd and 6 at the 41-yard line for Shawnee Mission North. 4:30 left to go here in the third quarter. Beck and Quinn in the backfield. Beck's back to pass. He's going to go out, and there's nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice throw and nice catch. Complete to number 85, Aaron Simmons. So, as you were talking about, yeah, he's 84 on one roster, 85 on another, but that's Aaron Simmons either way you go, and nice catch by Aaron Simmons there.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, he does a nice job. He catches the ball with his hands, brings it into his body. Again, if they're going to have success, they're going to have to target some of these guys. They're going to have to target him and Rogers, and then hope that Quinn can offset that with a little running game. So they move the sticks.
There's the give to Quinn. Quinn's going to break it out. He's got a nice gain of about 6 yards.
Seaworth's getting a little chippy out there, Chris. You got a team that's kind of been taken advantage of all year, and they're trying to take their frustrations out.
So a gain of 6 on first down. 3.5 minutes about left to go here in the third quarter. Pistol formation. West's going to bring it up the middle, and they timed it well, but Quinn did a good job of getting out, getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he was shifty on that play because about 3 guys had him pinned in the backfield, and he was still able to find a yard out of that one, Dave.
West is starting to blitz a little bit more. They're starting to bring it up the middle, off the edges, just a little bit more than they were in the first half.
Well, that's the thing. You're up 28 points. It changes the playbook for North, and they figured that they're going to have to do a lot of passing.
North, 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. They're going to go downfield, and that's picked off by Jalen Blewett. And that was one of those ones we were talking about where West is going to have to start looking on those balls outside. That's going to be a little bit overthrown. That was probably a little bit more of a back shoulder than that. But Jalen Blewett made a really, really nice
catch on
that recovery.
And he played that ball out perfect. He kind of played in Simmons' back pocket, and the ball fell right in his hands.
So a turnover there. Blewett with the interception. And I'm going to turn the field mic down a little bit because it is starting to get windy, and that field mic's popping against the window a little bit and bumping. So you won't get quite the ambiance, but it won't be as bad. So there's the give
there's that jet
Bullock.
sweep.
He's got there. He's up to the 2 yards up to the 29-yard line. And North will have a player down. So we'll be right back after this timeout.
51.
We're back here for the 2nd and 8 play for West after an injury timeout. Wesley Clark in motion, and there's the give. I think that's Rucker back
Rucker
in there, and he's going to take it up, and he's going to be 1 yard short of the first down for West.
He's having a good game. He's got some rhythm going. He's been running the ball really well. He's probably averaging over 5 yards a carry at this point.
Yeah, because he had that touchdown for, 20?
Right.
Scoring update, Free State's up 34-7 on Shawnee Mission East in the third quarter. So it looks like they've got that one fairly in hand. And we'll see what West can do here on. And there, look at Luke Jones. Is he going to get the cycle, Mike? He's looking for guys to hit instead of running. I think he is. And there's a face mask.
There's no way to bring him down. I hope.
And I was too busy watching it.
Luke Jones all the way up to the 5 yard line. And I'm telling you, I think he was just looking back for guys to hit so he could try to run over, and he did it 3 times.
He's a lot better when there's guys in front of him. He didn't like it when guys were chasing behind him.
So a gain all the way down to the 5, and it'll be another half the distance to the goal. West will have this ball at the 2.5 yard line.
Now, Luke Jones, he made the mistake. I don't know. It's likely the helmet was on sideways because he took that face mask. But he took the helmet off. By taking the helmet off, now it takes him out of the game, and he can't get. Usually you give the ball back to that guy and say, "Hey, let this guy have the score."
Oh, he's probably out of gas a little bit. He just ran 70 yards.
He just ran 70 yards and ran 3 people over. So the one thing I think he can come back because it was a penalty, a face mask penalty, that it's why it was jacked up. Now, he did take it off himself, but so they marked him down at the 6, so West will have this at the 3 yard line, and a nice run by Luke Jones.
Yeah, who is that? Number 9?
So it's Ed Story, and they're at fullback now.
Oh.
There's the give to Kenny, and he's going to lose a yard back to about the 4, so it'll be 2nd and goal, and we got a flag.
Somebody talking, probably.
So we'll see what happens. That was the line judge who saw something in there. So that was, somebody just got kicked out.
Well, won't be that hard to figure out
who it is. Well, it's Mr. Kenny.
It might be Andrew. Yeah, it looks like Andrew's going to be taking a seat for the last 13 minutes of this game.
Yeah, he's already taking his gloves off.
So
I might have taken the gloves off in the field, which is why he got kicked out.
I mean, when he got tackled, he must have punched or something, yeah.
Well, we wouldn't have had it from that side because that was a line judge. Line judge from the far side's one who threw that.
That's interesting. I don't know what do you have to do to get ejected. I don't know. But anyway, no need to talk about that as West lines up.
So it was a dead ball. So it's 15 yards and the.
Oh, we got him.
Nice tackle there. Stephon Simmons, who was early on the punt last time, times that one well.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. He timed that one a little better.
So 3rd and goal from the 20-yard line now. It's unfortunate. 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line, excuse me. This is unfortunate because you are at 3rd. You're at goal to go now after that big penalty.
You're 28-0. You really need to show a little more discipline. I mean, I know it gets a little chippy out there, but.
Moore back to pass. He's going to look deep, and he's got Bullock.
Oh.
It's knocked away.
Really nice ball.
There's Mr. Everything Henderson.
He should have went and got that.
He went and got it. So, going to knock it down. The good thing is, with the stoppage of play, 15.9 seconds
Try
left.
A field goal, huh?
That does give Ruben Anderson a chance to kick a field goal with a win. They probably wouldn't have done it the other way, but this way they'll see if he can get this 35-yard field goal up here. I don't know who would be able to kick a 35-yard field goal on this field. Anderson There's the kick. It's up. It's
It's
long
good.
enough, but
Oh,
it's
he
just
missed it.
wide to
Pulled
the
it.
left.
Ah.
It just pulled it a little bit. So incomplete or was not good. And 15.9 seconds left, and it was a 35-yard field goal attempt that was no good. And North will take over at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, wow. North dodges a bullet there, Dave, for giving that long run up inside the 10 and then coming out of there without any points.
Interestingly, they're giving it to him at the 20-yard line and not the 18-yard line. Oh, it was inside the 18. It goes back out to the 20. So there's the give. Quinn's going to take it outside. He gets up to the 25-yard line for a gain of 5 on first down. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter. West is up 28-0. We'll be right back after these timeouts. Come back for the start of the fourth quarter. Another scoring update, not Sunflower League, but big game. We'll go. Oh, Beck. I think he was down.
No,
I think his knee went to the ground when he went down to pick it up. But they'll mark him down at the 19-yard line. But scoring update: Aquinas up 31-20 on Miege in the third quarter. That's probably late in third quarter. So big loss there. Well, they had 2nd and 5. Now they're back at 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I mean, they finally got the wind at the back, and obviously it was going to be an obvious passing down.
Trips to the left now, motion. Be 2 men on either side.
Oh, why every time they go in motion it's a flag? Just quit it.
Yeah, I just get the feeling that they're throwing a lot at these guys that maybe they haven't had a lot of practice with, and it's just showing. It's showing on the field.
That is tough. Again, so going from 2nd and 5 to now you're 3rd and 16.
Or is it 3rd down?
It's 3rd and 16
Okay.
now. The scoreboard says 3rd and 11, but it's 3rd and 16. Trips to the right. One receiver to the left. He's going to go deep downfield. Oh, and
it
it's
was
picked
almost
off
caught.
Wesley Clark.
Well,
And he's going to be a pick 6 right there. Wesley Clark with the 31-yard interception return for the touchdown. And Mike, there you go. You called it at the beginning in the deal. Wesley Clark was going to get one, and he did.
yeah, he was sitting back playing center field on that one, and it actually didn't look like it was that bad a ball, but it got tipped, and he was Johnny on the spot, and great for him. Took the ball all the way to the house.
So West makes up for that inability to score down there when they had 1st and goal from the 3. The 31-yard interception return for Wesley Clark with 10:48 left to go here in the game puts West up 34-0 pending the Ruben Anderson extra point. And that one's up and good. And it's 35-0 with 10:48 left to go here. And yeah, nice job of. He was going to be back. It was 3rd and 16. They would have completed the pass, but it would have been about probably 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. They were doing a good job. He was coming back just to make sure they get the tackle. Pops up in the air, and he takes advantage of it.
And if the throw's a little lower, they do probably complete it.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked open for when the ball got there, but
just a little too high and tipped off his hands, and Wesley made a play. So again, a 35-0 lead for West, and 10:48 left to go.
Yeah, when you're north here, I mean, there's really not much for you to do other than, again, the one thing you got going for you when you're north, they've got a lot of young players out there. There's really not that many seniors on the team. I think Quinn's a senior, and I know a couple of guys on defense are seniors. Other than that, a lot of guys sophomores and juniors. So, at this point, you're playing for next year, and it's just practice and practice execution. So the one thing you just need to do at this point, just stop killing yourself. Stop stepping on your own foot by all these silly penalties. And maybe coach just needs to, shorten playbook a little bit, and let's get really good at a few plays and not try to throw all the emotion there. I mean, easy for us to say up here. I know they're trying. There's your
Michael
there's your
Cooper.
Holder again.
Mike Williamson just wants to tee the ball up. So we'll see.
I'm waiting for him to do a Lucy on Charlie Brown.
This is a pop-up again. This has got to be, not even a pop-up. Yeah. Nice job by
I don't think that was meant to be an onside kick.
No.
Can you just kick it past that first guy?
Nice job by Angelo Betrez to get that short field for North. They'll start at their own 47-yard line.
I just realized I made that Charlie Brown reference. Does Charlie Brown, do they even show that anymore, or am I showing my age?
I think at Christmas time and Thanksgiving you still may get it. So, they got to show it at Halloween. There was always the Charlie Brown. The Great Pumpkin. Yeah. So,
man, you guys are old.
Yeah, we may be. It's not necessarily bad. So, there's the give to Quinn. He's trying to get outside. Nice job. Nice tackle there on the outside. That's Jalen Blewett. Yeah, Jalen Blewett with a very nice tackle to take Quinn down for a loss of 1.
It was a nice tackle because he had a lead blocker out there. It really looked like things were opening up for him.
Coming on close to 10 minutes left in this game. We'll see if North continues to put the ball up in the air. They just want to run it a little bit and work on their ground game here. So officially no gain, not a loss of 1, but no gain on the play. Beck, he is going to put the ball up in the air, and he's going deep. And he's got to run. He's got a man open.
Yeah, man open.
He had a man open down the sideline, but he couldn't. He just overthrew him. A little bit overthrown and a little bit too far to the inside of the field also.
Yeah, no, he did have a guy open, and the backs are going to have to pay attention now because they've got the wind at their wind's going with North. Yeah, wind's going with North, and the ball is coming out of the hand a little cleaner and sailing a little further.
Looks like Jonah Delfino was there on the coverage on that one. And there's the run. Nice job of Wesley Clark to run that down from his free safety position and get that for a stop it for a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th and 4 here. You would expect North to go for it here, 4th and 4 at the West 47-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, no reason not to at this point.
We'll see. 9.5 minutes left to go in this game. See if West can get a big stop here on this 4th and 4 play. There's Hayden Burnt. He knocks the ball. Good job by Hayden Burnt. He tipped that ball, and ball goes fluttering to the ground.
Yeah, and give Hayden credit. He's going against a pretty big dude out there. Another guy, 6'3", 250. So, not only is he getting penetration, but then he was smart enough to get his paws out there at the very end and knock that ball down.
So the incomplete pass on 4th and 4 gives the ball to West at their own 47-yard line. Weston Moore still in there. Jalen Rucker at tailback. Ed Story is in at fullback right now. Jalen Rucker with a nice move. You know what? I've seen a couple of really nice moves by Jalen Rucker as he tries to break it back off tackle and gets back inside.
Yeah, it's fun and it's nice to see him have some success out there. He's always run the ball really hard. He's always done a nice job when he's in there. But you really see him now. He's starting to set up his blockers. It's like he's just kind of getting it. Before we always felt like he was trying too quick to the hole, and now he's actually setting the blockers up.
Some new people in there too. Drew Lippold is in there as a slot receiver right now. And nice job by North, but Weston Moore.
He got tackled as he was handing it off.
He did. He got tackled as he was handing it off, and he gets it up to Jalen Rucker, who's got it up to the 41-yard line of the first down.
Yeah, and for a guy who's nursing an injury, that's not the type of hit you want to take at 8:23 left in the fourth quarter, up 35-0.
So Zach Bailey was in there on that last play, and now we got Peyton Moore and Houston Rodich in there at receivers.
What do you think? You see a more-to-more
I think
connection
you're going to
up?
see a handoff is my guess.
I mean, we handed off in 4th and 9 when we're trying to score.
Oh.
There's give no gain on the play.
Yeah, Mr. Miller.
Rutgers there at the 41-yard line. Seen a lot of this is also good because it really hasn't had a chance to happen a lot in the last few years. Is a lot of young guys getting some playing time.
Here come a couple more young guys, I think.
Yeah,
22 and 25.
Anthony Fleming's out there. We talked, Zach Bailey, Drew Lippold, all there. I think that's Anthony Fleming there with the carry too, and he gets his. You know what? He gets a lot of special teams tackles, but he gets his first carry
for 2 yards.
Yeah. I'm not used to. I have to see him with the ball in his hands. I didn't recognize him out there. I only see him when he's tackling people.
So Fleming with the 2-yard gain up to the 39-yard line. And again, here's Peyton Moore and Houston Rodich bringing the play in. 15 seconds left on the play clock. 6:45 left to go here in the game. And again, you'll probably see it stay on the ground here. There's the give. And maybe a yard there that time for Anthony Fleming. He gets it to the 38-yard line. No gain. They'll get it at the 39-yard line. That just cut his average in half, though. So West will go for it here with Zach Bailey and Drew Lippold bringing in the play. 4th and 8.
See him pitch one wide. Let these guys have some room to run.
I think West is going to take a timeout here. So West will take a timeout, and so will we. We'll be right back. So we're back here for West. Some scores here in the fourth quarter. Blue Valley over Mill Valley 13-10. DeSoto 52-14 over Shawnee Heights. And Norwich with a big 46-0 win over Pretty Prairie.
Oh, we took a timeout to punt? That's
Katy
cool.
Perry.
Pretty Prairie.
Oh, I thought you were. I think Katy Perry's pretty.
Ruben Anderson with the punt.
Hey, that's effective punt.
It's going to be down about the 9.
No, and he dives in, he saves. Oh, good job.
Jeez. I always thought we were going to
Carter
get
Johnson. It looked like there was a game going on. Who could save the ball? It's okay if it goes out of bounds.
He's like, was it going to go out of bounds or?
Yeah.
Carter Johnson knocks the ball out of bounds at the 9-yard line. That's where North will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. 5:47 left to go in this game, and obviously the game's over from a who's going to win or lose. But you're going to see a lot of young guys here for West, and you want to see them play well.
Right.
You got probably 8 to 9 guys on this defense that are backups.
Blew it with the tackle.
Eric Duarte taking it out to the 25-yard line, so a gain of 16 on 1st down, and gives North a 1st down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys, these young guys, I mean, they get an opportunity on the ball. Obviously, they're going against this number 1 offense for North, and some are going to get schooled a little bit. But, hey, it's good to see them get out in the field and get some reps in.
There's the give to Duarte. He's going to cut it up again, and he's got 10 more. So Duarte's a 1st down machine here. 16 on the first carry, 10 on the next carry, and he's got a couple of 1st downs.
Tackled by Chris Bernard on that play. And, again, seeing a lot of these young guys get their opportunity and call out some of these guys. Up
front right now, Raekwon Edward, Logan Hill, Armory Vega.
Out of cornerback, Drew Lippold.
So there's the give to Duarte again. He's trying to get outside. Nice tackle there by Drew Lippold. So a gain of 6 on that play, but he is tackled in bounds. The clock still is running for just under 5 minutes left to go. Blewett's moved back to safety now, and you were talking about Drew Lippold and Zach Bailey in there at corners now.
Anthony Fleming at linebacker.
Cedric Johnson in there at linebacker. So good to see these guys get some time here. Duarte takes it up, and took him 2 plays to get a 1st down, but he got the 1st down this time. This is one thing you would have got to say. Again, it's 35-0. It's a game that's going to win, but you would like to see these guys want to preserve a shutout too. They played well and shut them out so far. They want to keep that going.
Right.
So Beck with a pitch back to Duarte, and he's got it up to the 45-yard line, and he's running hard. He's running nice.
Right. And that's kind of interesting, but I think it's the first time I've seen them run that play out of that formation. And we talk about our young guys wanting to, get some reps and get some playing time. North, too, is trying to find some rhythm. I mean, they're still a young team trying to find themselves, and they're just trying to, move the sticks a couple times, Dave, and try to establish some rhythm so that they can, finish on a strong note.
So 2nd and 8 from the 45-yard line. There's the give to Duarte. And, again, he's running hard.
Yeah.
He's starting to get he's got a little bit of head of steam when he gets to the line, and he's doing a good job of running there.
Yeah, and Drew Lippold is
he might be the leading tackler tonight.
He's piling up a lot of tackles out there. I tell you what, he's going to be sore tomorrow. He's earning his keep out there right now.
So a gain down to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. This has been the Duarte. It's been his show. He's up to the 19-yard line now. So this has been all him. He's gone from the 9-yard line all the way to the 19-yard line.
I was just looking down. He's a sophomore, Dave. We're going to see him out here a couple more years. So he's going to be somebody to contend with in the future.
So he has 72 yards of rushing just on this drive alone. And I would imagine he's going to be the one who finishes this off. And there it is. There's the give to him. And
Oh, nice tackle. Was that Anthony Fleming, I think, came up on that hit.
No, it's
No, I'm sorry.
18.
That's
Oh,
Houston
no.
Rodich.
Yeah.
Houston Rodich with the tackle there.
Sorry, 18-16. You guys looked alike.
So
I think he's feeling it.
nice,
Yeah,
I think
he did. Well,
there was some physicality both
Yeah.
on that tackle.
yeah, Duarte, he's running with some
He's
steam.
kind of limping still.
So a gain of about 7, 6 or 7 there. There's the give to Duarte again. He's trying to get outside. He gets down to about the 7-yard line. He'll have a first down at the 7.
Another guy coming in there, Dave. Did you catch him?
It's number 14, I believe.
Number 14, McKay Knight.
Come on, guys. Get a fumble here.
1:45 left to go here in the game. There's the give to Duarte. He's trying to get up the middle, and
He's short.
down to about the 4-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
I was just checking to see if the clock run out, Dave. I don't think that's we're going to be fortunate enough.
Oh, hopefully they'll just run a couple more plays here.
From the pistol, Duarte back in the pistol. There's the pitch to him, and he's going to be stopped short. He's down to the 1-yard line.
Nice gang tackle.
1:05 left to go.
Dang it.
So 3-yard gain down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. We'll see if West can go. This ball's going to be snapped with about probably 40 seconds left to go in the game. So they also do have a chance to get it on 4th down if they don't get it here.
Oh.
There's the low snap taken.
Hey,
Duarte.
short.
Oh, short. He's down at the
Yeah,
half-yard
short.
line. He's down at the 1-foot line. 1-foot line. 30 seconds left to go here, and they're trying to get this in on for the goal.
They're on the ball.
And there's a quick one.
Well,
We'll see
there
what
you go.
happens.
They're going to get a false start or something.
There's the give to Duarte.
Oh, he's
He
shot.
stopped.
Oh, he got
And
stopped.
what a goal line stand. A goal line stand by the West. So Duarte with 90 yards on that drive, and he needed 91 to get the touchdown, and he can't do it. West preserves the shutout with the stop at the goal line. A great goal line stand right there for the West defense.
I tell you, if there's anything that is an epitome of what their season's like, that play just shows the heart-wrenching season that these kids from North have experienced.
But you got to really be happy for those
yeah,
reserves for West
I-
being able to get that get there. And Houston Rodich, I think, is going to get his first snap.
Are we going to get this snap off here? What are we doing?
West is going to have to call timeout. Actually, I thought it was Houston Rodich. It's Al Mekhi Knight.
He's still getting dressed
Take
as
a
he comes
knee.
on the field.
Yeah, just take a knee.
Just going to go straight forward.
Oh, he gets a run.
Knight with the run up to the
Fill your whistle, guys.
5-yard line. So a gain of 2 for Knight to the 5-yard line, and that'll do it on the game. A shutout, 35-0 for Shawnee Mission West here in the last regular season away game. We'll be right back after these timeouts. So again, West with the 35-0 win here tonight over Shawnee Mission North. As we bring some stats here to you shortly, here's some fourth quarter scores of note. Lawrence is up 35-0 on Olathe North. Gardner Edgerton with a big win over Shawnee Mission Northwest, 56-14. Aquinas 38-26 over Miege with 4:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. Free State 41-14 over East in the fourth quarter. Mill Valley now up 17-13 on Blue Valley. Derby 54-27 over Campus. Probably a big one there. We saw Olathe North play. They're good team, good solid team. Lawrence High, we haven't seen them this year, but wow, what a turnaround. We were talking about Zach Rampy here. Steve Rampy's the coach there, and he's got them undefeated and playing really well. They're going to be on the west side.
What was the score of that game?
35-10, Lawrence right now in the fourth quarter. And that's one thing. Both of the Lawrence schools will be over on the west side this year. The good thing about this win, you're now you're at 2-5. You got Gardner next week. It's going to be a very, very tough game as they destroyed Shawnee Mission Northwest tonight. But it probably sets you up for a little bit better seed than what you were the last couple of years, where you were the 15 seed the last couple of years and playing, one of the best, the two for there. Right. You're probably looking at, you may be somewhere in the 12-13 range, so you're playing a 4-5. We've seen them play against some of those guys this year. They can play against those. They can play against those guys.
And I think we've seen that. I mean, the nice thing that we've seen is against some of the tougher opponents, they've actually showed up and played some really tough games. Tonight they showed that they've got some rhythm to their offense. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. It's going to set them up, obviously, to have a better performance down the line. All you're hoping at this point is you're just building some momentum going towards the playoffs. There's some opportunities yet for us to play some really good games, and again, it's just week to week, just trying to get better. And I think this is a good showing tonight. It does a lot of things. I think it brings some confidence to the team, helps them bring some swagger back, and then secondly, just the execution was a lot better tonight. I thought they executed plays, and granted, Shawnee Mission North is a struggling football team, but still, they're not laying down and letting you walk right through them. You still have to execute the plays, and you still have to make sure that you're not making mistakes.
So the drive summary, the scoring summary, not the drive summary, but the scoring summary for the game. All 5 drives, West touchdowns and extra points. Luke Jones started the scoring with a 1-yard run with 7:01 left to go in the first quarter, and put up Reuben Anderson extra point, made it 7-0. Wesley Moore with his first touchdown pass of the night to Weston Moore to Wesley Clark, 32 yards for a touchdown with 10:30 left to go in the second quarter. Extra point made it 14-0. And then Weston Moore again with a 32-yard touchdown pass to Luke Jones with 4:45 left to go in the first half, made it 21-0 after the Reuben Anderson extra point. That's where we were at halftime, 21-0. 2 touchdowns in the second half for West. Jalen Rucker with a 19-yard touchdown run with 5:15 left to go in the third quarter. And then Wesley Clark capped off the night of scoring with a 31-yard interception return for a touchdown with 10:48 left to go in the game. And then, as we said, it could have been a score after driving 90 yards downfield, literally to the doorstep of the end zone. West gets a stop and preserves the shutout.
Yeah, I mean, what a great victory for those guys. I mean, they came in the game, they kind of took it, and at the very end they said, no, we're going to shut the door. We're not going to allow you to go that extra yard. So kind of a moral victory for them, and a great opportunity for those young guys to have a goal line stand.
We'll come back here in a second. We'll come back to some individual stats here shortly. But again, it sets up it's going to be a tough game next week. Gardner Edgerton. We saw, they went to that flex bone offense last year. They went from a team that hadn't won in a couple of years to a team that I think was undefeated or lost one game last year, and I think they've only lost one game this year. So they're playing really well.
Yeah, I saw a little film on them this week because we got to see them play against North. They do play that flex bone offense, which it shouldn't be new to West, but again, a flex bone offense that is executing well is one that is really difficult to stop. They have a real athletic kid at quarterback, and they've got obviously some other athletic kids as well. They've been running it up on a lot of people. So a lot of homework for us to do this week. Not a new offense for us to scheme against for a defensive standpoint, but a lot of, you can. One thing is to scheme, another thing is to actually shut down that defense. So it'll be an interesting game next week.
So some individual stats for the game. These are game stats. Duarte was a leading rusher for Shawnee Mission North and probably for the game. 20 rushes for 115 yards. 90 of those on the last drive. So he had 25 yards going into that last drive.
But no touchdowns.
No touchdowns. So they ended up with 33 rushes for 155 yards. Duarte was with 115 of those yards. Quinn with 20. Beck with minus 22 yards rushing on the game. And then from the passing game, Beck was 6 of 18 for 87 yards, and probably one of the biggest stats there. 3 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. And receiving, Simmons 4 for 30, Henderson 1 for 32, Rogers 1 for 25 on the evening. For West, rushing, West has 265 yards rushing on 34 carries. 60 yards for Jalen Rucker on 12 carries, 1 touchdown. Andrew Kinney, 9 rushes for 32 yards. Andrew Jones, 8 rushes for 141 yards and 1 touchdown.
Wow.
And 3 bowling ball knockoffs of, again, I think he could have ran all the way to the end zone. He was just trying to find people to hit.
I think he started going the wrong direction. I think that was the deal.
So, and Weston Moore, 4 rushes for 30 yards, and Knight, 2 rushes for 4 yards there late in the game. Bullock with 1 rush for 2 yards. Passing the ball, Weston Moore, 6 of 11 tonight for 123 yards. So he didn't put the ball up in the air a lot in the second half, and he didn't have to. West ran that ball most of the night. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 to Wesley Clark, 1 to Luke Jones. Receiving, Wesley Clark with the 2 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Williamson, 1 reception for 4 yards. Anthony Morris, 1 reception for 9 yards. Luke Jones, 1 reception for 32 yards and a touchdown. And I guess if you're going to have to give a player of the game to anybody, you got to look at Luke Jones. 173 yards of offense between rushing passes and 2 TDs.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's a kid that has, laced him up, has tightened the chin strap, put the helmet on every week, gone out and just busted his hump week after week after week. It's one of those games you'd love to see him have because of the tough times over the last couple of years. It just shows that hard work does pay off. It was nice to see him, in all the great stats that you saw on offense. We didn't even talk about what he did on defense, and he plays a remarkable job at linebacker, and almost had an interception as well to add to those other credits tonight.
So I was talking about on the offensive side, but it was a well-rounded game for Luke Jones tonight. Really good game, and a good game for West. Again, not a totally dominant performance. 35-0 sort of says that, and the way the last few seasons you would take 35-0 in a heartbeat. But it was a very workmanlike effort for West tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw, even though they played on a short field, you saw them sustain drives and put the ball in the end zone, as opposed to driving downfield, getting close, shooting themselves in the foot, and then knocking yourself out of field goal position. So again, nice to see a finished drive. I think that was positive. I think you saw a good rhythm and balance to their offense, which was positive. And I think the other thing that you pointed out, Dave, was the second half, not going flat in the second half and actually being able to score in the second half.
So that'll do it from Shawnee Mission North Stadium here. Again, West with the 35-0 victory tonight. And we'll be back at South for senior night against Gardner Edgerton next Friday. And again, like we said, that's going to be a big game. Gardner Edgerton's only lost one game this year, and a big win tonight over Northwest. And we'll have to see what West can do. They're going to have to bring the defense, definitely. So for Mike Rellahan and Chris Turner, DJ Turner, Josh Compton, Joe Compton, I'm David Compton saying good night and a good win for West. And Mike, you can finish it off.
Hey, like it shows on the scoreboard, West is best.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.